These are the dominant 7th chord voicings on 2, 3, 5, 6 string family on E flat. And we'll begin with the basic E flat, B flat, G, and D flat. It's the root position voicing. Next, G, D flat, B flat, and E flat. Next is B flat, E flat, D flat, and G. And the next, D flat, G, E flat, and B flat. So if we start from the first voicing, we can take the middle voice. So we'll take the alto voice, the G, move it to F to get fifths. We'll also move it forward to A flat to get a suspended fourth sound. So those voicings are possible for that particular inversion. Moving ahead, we'll see that the interaction normally with these chords is the minor 7 flat 5, in this case on G. That'll be the typical sound. Also the D flat major 7 sound, and also a B flat minor 7th sound as well, maybe combining with an F minor occasionally. So for instance, if it's here, we move to a B flat minor here, F, B flat, and A flat and D flat, giving suspended sound. Also 11th sound, F, B flat, G, and E flat. And that can be planed E flat, A flat, F, and D flat. So that's a D flat over an E flat and E flat over an F. And if we notice, we have a D flat major with that sound. So we can introduce a C and then voice exchange, F, B flat, A flat, and C. So we have that sort of a sound and combined with the original. 11th chord sounds, obviously. We have a D flat over F here, and we can plane it this way. So we have E flat, F, D flat, and A flat, moving to F, G, E flat, and B flat. So those are all sounds that are related, and we can hear them. They have that sort of sound, which is the dominant. Also an 11th chord sound here, E flat, C, A flat, and D flat. So a D flat major 7th type sound over an E flat in the bass. Add a B flat in the alto voice here. So we have those sounds like this. F, D flat, B flat, and E flat, moving to C. And of course here, E flat, B flat, A flat, and C. Again, D flat major type sound, 11th chord sound. Resolving to the regular dominant 7. If we look at the G minor flat 5 sound, G, D flat, B flat, and C, sort of a 13th on the E flat dominant sound. Now going in the other direction, this is an F minor 7, F, C, B flat, and E flat. So sort of an F minor suspended sound, and if we move it, we can move it up to G minor 7 flat 5 proper with an 11th. So that would be G, D flat, B flat, G, D flat, C, and F. Move the alto voice to B flat, and then move the soprano voice to E flat. And there's the dominant 7, and move to a suspended chord. So we saw this before in another type of chord, G, D flat, A flat, and E flat. We can hear that has a suspended sort of sound. And then so that has the suspended sound on the E flat 7, as does a typical D flat major 7. So we can hear, there's the B flat minor. If we just take the G minor flat 5 and move the G to A flat, and move the alto voice to C, D flat major, and a B flat minor sound, and then resolving to the A flat, of course. So we have those sorts of sounds. Also, this typical dominant 7, the original one, if we voice exchange, that's nice. If we can get that stretch, so D flat and E flat splay out. We can hear that's a typical resolution. The B flat minor sounds are here to relate. So watch this. If we have a B flat minor 7, B flat, D flat, C, and E flat moving to an F, resolving to what would be an E flat 9 sort of a sound, and then an A flat major 7. Also, this B flat minor here, if we look at that E flat 7, we suspended 4th, B flat, E flat, D flat, and A flat. Bring the middle voice, the tenor voice, to an F, to B flat minor, sort of proper. This is nice. This is a almost a 9th chord, 13th chord type of sound. B flat, G, D flat, and F. So that has a good sound, resolving for the A flat major 7. Okay. Other possibilities, obviously. This is an A flat over B flat that resolves to that. Also, the E flat in the middle that we saw before, B flat, G, E flat, and F, moving the tenor voice to A flat. Now we bring into play this D flat major that sounds good going to the back to E flat, or excuse me, A flat, D flat, G, E flat, and F, sort of a E flat 9 sort of sound, and then resolving to an A flat major. Also on D flat, we have these sounds: D flat, G, F, and B flat. Nice resolution. Move the top voice to C, sort of an E flat 13 sound. So that's, and it can also resolve to D, as we know. So those are different aspects of the E flat 7. Also, the chords can of course go backwards in this direction, so any type of these planing voicings are nice. C and F, D flat and E flat, going to B flat, E flat, C and D flat, and then resolving to A flat, so they can be used in place. So anything, you know, that emanates from this, that will work great. Resolving to the A flat chord, so that's nice. So these are all coming from that chord set, and then moving back to an A flat eventually, and a D flat. Okay, so these all have to do with the E flat 7, and that will give you a broad overview in general terms. Also, this D flat major here, D flat, F, E flat, and B flat, and G rather, moving to D flat, G, E flat, and B flat. And again, if we want to, we can resolve to a D major 7, but we don't have to. We can resolve this to the A flat chord typically. Okay, but it's a replacement for the E flat 7 going to A flat. And it gives you a broad overview, because what we're really looking for is the D flat, B flat minor sounds, and the D flat, of course, also the G minor flat 5 sort of sounds. resolve nicely to A flat major in this case. So that will give you a broad overview of the dominant 7 with no alterations on the 2, 3, 5, 6 string family, in this case on E flat.